Ever feel like your paycheck is just playing a high-stakes game of hide and seek when it hits your bank account? Do you ever look at your balance on a Wednesday night and wonder where that several $100s went when all you did was exist? Most of us are living this reality without even realizing how those tiny, harmless daily habits are actually keeping us broke. I'm going to break down a routine that actually works. But look, I won't sell you a course or a product. I'm just trying to give you information that nobody tells you, even in the schools. What I'm going to do today, I'll dive deep into finding your real baseline, no fake needs, building a safety wall, sleep at night in peace, killing the parasite of your wealth, investing on autopilot, get rich while you sleep, taking big swings with side hustles, crypto, and shares. The ghost in your bank account. Think about your morning. You grab a coffee for $5. Maybe you're hungry at lunch, so you hit a food truck for $15. On the way home, you grab a little sweet treat or a snack for a couple of dollars. None of these feel like a purchase. They feel like life. But then you look at your bank statement and realize you're paying for 3 streaming services you haven't opened in months, like Netflix. Well, you know what I'm talking about, right? When you add it all up, you're looking at $10,000 a year just vanishing. That isn't just money. That's months of your life energy spent working just to pay for things you don't even remember buying. This happens because most people don't have a system. They wing it. I'm telling you this as a friend because I've been there. Getting a handle on this early is exactly what helped me go from zero to, not a millionaire, but somewhere that I'm comfortable in now. It wasn't about working 10 times harder than you. It was about stopping the leaks in the boat. If you are still watching, that means you are curious about this topic and might be think about managing your money and make a regular routine to save money, bit of money, and grow it in a legal way. That is great. That is good news. So I'll try my best to give you as much information as I can. And all you need to do is just like this video and subscribe to my channel. Let's get started now. Finding your real baseline. Let's get real about what it actually costs for you to be alive. We need to figure out what you actually need versus what you just want. This is the hardest part for most people because we're so used to a high standard of living. Grab a drink, sit down with your bank statements from the last 6 months, and get honest. Use 2 columns. Needs are the non-negotiables: rent, electricity, basic groceries, and insurance. If you can survive without it, it's a want. Add up your needs column. This is your financial baseline. Ideally, this number should be about 25% of what you take home. If your rent alone is 50%, you're playing life on hard mode. Look at the big stuff. Do you really need that car payment? Could you move a bit further out or get a roommate for a year? I know that's a tough pill to swallow, but if you can't lower the bills, you have to increase the income. Your potential to earn is always way higher than your ability to save, so focus on that gap. If you want me to talk more about these sorts of tables and organizing the costs of living, drop a comment below and I'll make a video about that. Building a safety wall. Once you know your baseline, we need to build a wall between you and financial ruin. Most people have $0 saved for an emergency. If their car breaks down or they lose their job, they're forced to take out a high-interest loan. That is how the cycle of poverty stays fueled. You want to take about 20% of every single check and shove it into a high-interest savings account. Put it in a completely different bank, one where you don't even have the app on your home screen. This isn't money to make you rich. It's a safety net. You want to save up 3 to 6 months of your baseline expenses. Imagine how it would feel to know that if your boss fired you tomorrow, you'd be totally fine for half a year. That peace of mind changes how you carry yourself. It gives you walk-away power. Seems hard, right? But I'm pretty sure you can do it. Killing the wealth parasite. You have something in your life that kills more dreams than anything else. High-interest debt. This is usually credit cards or payday loans. I call it a parasite because it's sucking the nutrients out of your financial life every single day. Why would you try to earn 8% in the stock market when your credit card is charging you 25% interest? Paying off that debt is a guaranteed return on your money. You have two ways to attack this. There's the avalanche method, where you hit the highest interest rate first. This is the smartest way mathematically and saves you the most money. Then there's the snowball method, where you pay off the smallest balance first just to get a win. I personally like the avalanche way because I hate giving banks extra money. But the most important thing is to pick one and be aggressive. Put 30% of your paycheck toward this until the parasite is dead. Debt is a trend topic that I personally am interested to talk more about it. If you're in, let me know in the comment below. The magic of autopilot. Once the debt is gone and the emergency fund is full, it's time for the fun part, building real wealth. This is where you start putting your money into accounts that protect you from taxes. Depending on where you live, these are things like a Roth IRA or an ISA. The secret to getting rich isn't being a stock market genius, it's being boring. Just put your money into a low-cost index fund that tracks the whole market. And here is the actual pro tip. Put it on autopilot. Set it so the money leaves your account the same day your paycheck hits. If you don't see it, you won't spend it. Most of us are our own worst enemies when it comes to money. We overthink it. By automating it, you're removing your own human error from the equation. Over decades, that compound interest starts to turn small amounts of money into a massive fortune while you're busy living your life. Taking the big swings. Finally, if you've got your foundation solid, you can afford to take some big swings. This is the fast lane stuff. Take maybe 5 or 10% of your pay and put it toward a side hustle or a business idea. When you start a business with a small amount of money, you're forced to be creative. You find gaps in the market that people with huge budgets miss because they just throw money at problems. And if you've got a little left over, maybe put a tiny 5% into something like Bitcoin, Ethereum, or some growing shares. It's risky, it's volatile, and it could go to zero. But if you believe in the long-term tech, it's a way to get exposure to high-growth assets. The key is that we only do this after the safety wall is built and the debt is gone. You're building a financial fortress. Get the walls up first, then start adding the fancy stuff. Stick to this routine every single time you get paid, and you'll be amazed at where you are in just a few years. Look, I know we just covered a ton of ground, and it might feel a little overwhelming right now. You might be sitting there thinking, man, I'm so far away from that 25% baseline, or my debt feels like a mountain I can't climb. But here's the thing I really want you to take away from this. The version of you that is financially free isn't a different person. They just have a different set of habits. Every time you get paid, you are essentially voting for your future. You're deciding you want to keep trading your time for a paycheck forever, or if you want to start buying your freedom back, one piece at a time. It's not about being perfect from day one. It's about being 1% better this month than you were last month. Maybe this month you just cancel those 3 subscriptions you don't use. Maybe next month you finally open that separate savings account. These small, boring wins stack up, and eventually, you'll look up and realize you aren't stressed when the phone rings. You aren't panicking when the car makes a weird noise. You'll have a pile of money working for you while you sleep, and that is a feeling I want every single one of you to experience. It's a level of peace that a $5 coffee or a fancy new gadget can never give you. So, here's your homework. Don't just close this video and go back to scrolling. Go look at your last bank statement. Just look at it. Find one thing you can cut and one place where you can start your safety net. You've got the roadmap now, and I'm telling you, if I could do this starting from nothing, you absolutely can too. I'm rooting for you, and I can't wait to hear about the progress you're making. Go get started, stay consistent, and watch the next video from my channel.